Happy Halloween, everybody. And this Halloween, I have decided to come as myself, the little witch. So on the 31st of October, we have a full moon. That is when the sun and the moon is across from each other. And it's a blue full moon because it's the second full moon in 1 month. And in this specific position, it only happens once every 19 years. So a very special full moon. But to understand this full moon better, we have to look at the placement of the sun and the moon as they are on an axis across from each other. One is at 14 degrees Aries sidereal, and the other one is at 14 degrees Libra, and it's also sidereal because I do sidereal astrology. In the Vedic in the normal tropical astrology, they'll say it's in Taurus and Scorpio, but it's in Libra and Aries. So the sun is near the fixed star Arcturus, and the moon and Uranus and an asteroid called Albion is going to be near the fixed star Menkar in the belly of the whale. And that is very significant because this placement is called Bharani in Vedic astrology, and that is like the womb, being in the womb. Or like Jonah in the whale, he was in the whale, inside the stomach of the whale. So what we can expect is that something will come out, or something that is hidden will come out in the days following the full moon. But it's also to do with hidden treasures, things coming up from under the ground, digging for something, even digging to plant your plants or something like that. So it's also to do with pregnancy because it is the womb. So things that were in the closet are going to come out now. Then, like I said, the sun is near the fixed star Arcturus. So Arcturus is Swati in Vedic astrology. And it's all about knives and cutting and operations. It's also about things that were hidden that are coming out. It's about misunderstandings. And it is, the story about this is that the mythology behind it, this is Arcturus Bootes, Boots, or what, he was giving two people wine, two visitors, and then they killed him because they thought that he had poisoned them. And then his daughter and his two dogs threw themselves in the river to drown because they were so mortified at the father's death. So that is also the theme. It's like, a misunderstanding because they suspected that they were poisoned because they got drunk. In the meantime, they were only drunk. They were not poisoned. Right. The meaning of this Uranus and Albion with the moon, to me, don't do anything without thinking it through properly, because when you do things in haste, it's going to backfire on you. It's going to cause havoc in your life. For instance, one day I went walking in the park and I had this bright idea to let my husky walk free, and I ended up in a river almost drowning and running down the road after my huskies, screaming like a mad person. So that's the type of thing that can happen to you when the moon is in Bharani together with when the moon is together with Uranus. Yes, so after explaining this to you, so you can imagine being Jonah in the whale's belly and with all this electricity, because Albion has also got something to do with electricity, and so does Uranus. So be careful of electrical things. But I also think that this is a time period when they're going to be pushing the 5G agenda or something with the 5G and the 6G coming up, it's now going to be pushed more after this full moon that is coming. And this is a time to come out of the closet with secrets that you've been holding back. So it's a good time for that. Right. Albion is also about networking and reconciling. reconciling after differences, and about globalization, the world getting smaller. That's why I said I think it's got to do with 5G and 6G also, and things, people communicating faster from across the world. So, to get back to, the belly of the whale is symbolized by the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is a loss of some sort, or feeling left out of something. Okay, but left out in the cold, but these people are next to a building, they just have to knock and then they will be back where they belong. And then Arcturus is the Five of Cups, and that is the Lord of Loss, feeling a loss of some sort. It can be an actual death, or it can be feeling that you lost out on something and sad about something. But in this case, because it's Halloween, it is to do with the spirit world, dead people. Right, and then this specific day, the 31st of October, is symbolized by the Emperor, because it's also the movers and the shakers of the world are born around this time, more or less. And but it's also time for you to shake up things, certain things in your life, to make things happen faster. If you've been procrastinating about things, then it is time to start moving on this. The lucky numbers for this time period is 5, 8, 13, 4 and 31. The lucky stones is lapis lazuli, and also anything to do with turquoise for protection. This November we're going to be needing a lot of protection. So that brings me another thing about Halloween. Hallow, the dictionary meaning for hallow is that something is sanctified or made holy, or consecrated. So it's a good time now to bless and consecrate all your muti and all your jewelry. I will be doing that with all my muti that I sell at the moment on Halloween. I will be consecrating it right throughout the day. So it is a time to remember the departed. It's time to remember your ancestors, but it's also All Saints' Day the next day. So call on your favorite saint or archangel, like Archangel Michael, for instance. And so this time period is really not, it's not an evil time period. It is a blessed time period. It's a good time to take holy oil and anoint yourself, what they call the Memshak anointment. It's the highest form of anointment. Because of this day being so special, the blue moon and the full moon together, and it falls on Halloween or Old Hallows Eve, and the time to communicate with the other side, because the veil at this time between the material world and the spirit world is very thin. Another thing about the moon, when it's full moon, remember to take a lot of liquids. Drink lots and lots and lots of water, because the moon can dehydrate you. So to some extent, you're going to feel, the minute you feel like you need something, you're actually needing water. So maybe say you feel you want to eat or something, you're actually needing water. Or if you feel sick or lethargic. Another aspect about this full moon is that it is making an aspect. The moon and the sun's position is making an aspect with what we have still, Pluto and Pluto, Saturn and Jupiter close to each other. And when the sun rises that day on the 31st, it will rise. Mars will be rising in Pisces, and Mars is the god of war. So November might be a very heated month with fires, with protests, things like that. That's why it's very, very important for us to honor our ancestors right now and to pray to the saints, because this is what this time period is really about, besides trick-or-treating with your little pumpkin. Another thing to do on the full moon, make a wish list on red paper. Take a golden pen if you can on red paper, and or write your wishes down. And you can also put your wish in a wish jar that you make for yourself. And this is a time to find treasure, because Bharani is also about treasures. That's menkar, the whale stomach. Also about digging and finding treasures. So it's a good time to consecrate your jewels, your jewelry, your gems, your gemstones, and all your muti. And remember to honor the saints and the ancestors. Have a wonderful Halloween, and I'll see you again.